Here's August 2014, questions 21 to 24. In 21, the table below shows the number of grams of carbohydrates X and the number of calories Y of 6 different foods. Which equation best represents the line of best fit for this set of data? Well, what you're going to do is, because you see the line of best fit, you are going to type the carbohydrates column into your list 1 in your graphing calculator and the calories column into list 2 in your graphing calculator. Once you type those into your list, what you're then going to hit is Stat. You're going to scroll over to Calc because you're going to calculate something, and you're going to choose choice 4 for linear regression. Okay, and then you will end up with, they'll tell you what your A value is because they say that it's in AX plus B form. So your A is really your slope. And they say that it's 14.1 to the nearest 10th x. And then they tell you your B value is 5.8 to the nearest 10th. So that would be choice 4. So 21 can all be done on the graphing calculator. 22. A function is graphed on a set of axes below. Which function is related to the graph? Well, if you look, the first part of all of these piecewise functions is x squared. So this part of your function is your x squared piece. And that is when x is less than 1. And then after that, when x is greater than 1, we need to figure out what is the equation of this linear line. Well, what you could do is figure out the slope. So let's start here. We go rise 1, run 2. So because we're going up 1 and over 2, your slope is then 1/2. If you wanted to extend the line and figure out where would it cross the y-axis, you would extend the line. You could use a straight edge, and you could see that it would intercept the y-axis at 1/2. And so your formula must be y equals 1/2 x plus 1/2 when x is greater than 1, and that's choice 2. 23. The function h of t is equal to negative 16 t squared plus 144 represents the height h of t in feet of an object from the ground at t seconds after it is dropped. A realistic domain for this function. Well, domain deals with your x values, but because there's no x in this equation, it's talking about your t values. So it's talking about your time in seconds. So realistic time in seconds, well, if we look here, we can't have -3 time in seconds. Okay, it can't be all real numbers because we're not talking about any negatives, and it can't be dealing with h of t because that's really your y. But remember, domain is your x, so it can't be choice 3. So by default, it is choice 2, and here's why that works. If you graphed this, okay, it would be an upside down parabola, and when you're talking about it being dropped, you're talking about this point up here, and it's going to be dropped, and then this is your ground, so it's going to stop here. So it's going to start at 0 seconds, and it's going to stop once it hits the ground at 3 seconds, so that is choice 2. Number 24, if f of 1 equals 3 and f of n equals -2 times f of n minus 1 plus 1, then f of 5 equals, well, this is a sequence, and it tells us that our starting value, our first term in the sequence, is 3. So that's where we'll start. And after that, to find every other term, what you're going to do is take -2, multiply it by, this f of n minus 1 is talking about the term before. So we're going to multiply -2 by the term before it, and then add 1. So in order to find f of 5, we need to find f of 2, f of 3, f of 4, and then we can find f of 5. So let me erase up here so I have plenty of room. Let's first find, well, we know f of 1, and that is 3. That's given to us. F of 2 is going to be -2 times 3, which is the term before, and then after that we're going to add 1. That is our equation. So f of 2 turns out to be -5. Okay. F of 3, we're going to, again, take a -2, we're going to multiply it by the term before, so that's going to be our negative 5, and then we're going to add 1. Negative 2 times negative 5 is 10, plus 1, that's 11. So here's f of 2, here's f of 1, here's f of 3. Okay, so now to find f of 4, take negative 2, multiply it by the term before, in this case it's 11, add 1. That will give us negative 22 plus 1 is a negative 21. Okay, and the last one, to find f of 5, take negative 2, multiply it by the term before, which is negative 21, and add 1, and you'll end up with positive 43, which is choice 4.